9 months since I last graced your screens from Somalia's premier #1 station for news and updates, Dalsan TV. I'm your presenter Abdurrahman Yusuf, and it's my palm pleasure to once again be back at where it all began, here in Somalia. Tonight, these are the stories that are making our headlines in our weekly news bulletin from Dalsan TV. Puntland rift with national government widens as Bosaso airport closes. Massive fire destroys 40 vehicles in Mogadishu car park. Mogadishu bans high-rise buildings near airport over security fears. Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre holds key talks with Southwest Regional Leader Leftagaren. Arab League ministers unite to defend Somalia's sovereignty against external threats. Glad to have you back. Now let's delve into a full bulletin. The Puntland Security Force unit tasked with safeguarding Puntland security has taken a dramatic step by issuing an ultimatum to close the Bosaso airport. This move has intensified existing tensions between the Puntland Security Force and Puntland administration, particularly with President Said Abdullahi Deni. In a statement released on Wednesday, the Puntland Security Force condemned the transformation of Bosaso airport into a military base, accusing the Puntland administration of usurping the airport from civilian control. Here's a full story. The Puntland Security Force, an elite unit tasked with safeguarding Puntland security, has taken a dramatic step by issuing an ultimatum to close Bosaso airport. This move has intensified existing tensions between the Puntland Security Force and Puntland administration, particularly with President Said Abdullahi Deni. This move has intensified existing tensions between the Puntland Security Force and Puntland administration, particularly with President Said Abdullahi Deni. In a statement released on Wednesday, the Puntland Security Force condemned the transformation of Bosaso airport into a military base, accusing the Puntland administration of usurping the airport from civilian control. The statement alleges that the airport has been repurposed for military use, including barring injured Puntland Security Force personnel from accessing medical evacuation and preventing their officers from departing the premises. The Puntland Security Force, known for its specialized training and its role in maintaining regional stability, has found itself at odds with the Puntland administration in recent months. President Said Abdullahi Deni, who has been in office since 2019, has faced criticism from various functions within Puntland. His administration's efforts to reduce control over security forces and military assets have led to friction with the Puntland Security Force, which perceives this action as encroachment on its operational independence and effectiveness. Now into a devastating story where a massive fire broke out on early Thursday morning at a garage near Mogadishu's Fagah intersection, destroying more than 40 vehicles, primarily tuk-tuks. The blaze has raised serious concerns about the emergency response time and safety standards in public garages throughout the city. Our reporter Abdulrazak with the full details.
A massive fire broke out early Thursday morning at a garage near Mogadishu's Fagah intersection, destroying more than 40 vehicles, primarily tuk-tuks. The blaze has raised serious concerns about emergency response times and safety standards in public garages throughout the city. Although the cause of the fire is still unknown, several drivers present at the scene believe it started from a parked minibus. The fire began at around 5 a.m., rapidly spreading through the garage and engulfing the tightly packed vehicles. The majority of those affected were tuk-tuks, which are essential for transportation in Mogadishu. Despite efforts by the garage workers and drivers to control the fire, the flames spread uncontrollably. By the time firefighters arrived at the scene, the fire had already ravaged over 40 vehicles. The aftermath reveals rows of destroyed tuk-tuks, their frames blackened and reduced to twisted metal. Although no casualties were reported, the financial losses for the drivers, many of whom depend on their tuk-tuks for their livelihoods, are expected to be severe. One of the most significant concerns following the incident is the delayed arrival of the firefighting team. Witnesses reported that the fire ravaged for over an hour before emergency services arrived. Several drivers voiced their frustration over the slow response, pointing out that much of the damage could have been avoided with a quicker intervention. Local authorities have yet to provide an explanation for the delay, but the incident has already sparked renewed concerns over the efficiency of Mogadishu's emergency services in handling large-scale urban fires. While the exact cause of the blaze is still under investigation, some drivers who were present when the fire started have indicated that it may have originated minibus parked inside the garage. Authorities from the Somali police force and the local fire department are conducting a joint investigation to determine whether the fire was the result of a mechanical failure, electrical malfunction, or foul play. They have urged the public to come forward with any additional information that might assist in their inquiry. In recent years, Mogadishu has witnessed significant urban growth and with it a surge in the use of tuk-tuks as a primary means of transportation. While these vehicles are crucial for the city's economy and mobility, the rapid pace of development has outpaced improvements in public safety infrastructure, including fire prevention measures. The city has seen several fires in recent years that have been linked to vehicle malfunctions, electrical issues, or poor management. Despite repeated calls for stricter regulation of public garages, enforcement remains inconsistent and many garages continue to operate with minimal safety precautions. Residents of Mogadishu are calling for swift action to prevent similar tragedies in the future, while the city officials are expected to face increased scrutiny over their handling of emergency services and urban safety.
The Banadil Regional Administration has issued a strict ban on the construction of high-rise buildings near Mogadishu's Aden Ade International Airport, citing heightened security concerns and potential threats to aviation safety. This new directive, which took effect on Wednesday, places rather severe restrictions on the height of building in key districts surrounding the airport, making a critical move to enhance air traffic safety in a region experiencing rapid urban development. The Banadil Regional Administration has issued a strict ban on construction of high-rise buildings near Mogadishu's Aden Ade International Airport, heightened security concerns and potential threats to aviation safety. This new directive, which took effect on Wednesday, places severe restrictions on height of building in key districts surrounding the airport, marking a critical move to enhance air traffic safety in a region experiencing rapid urban development. Buildings located within the vicinity of Aden Ade International Airport and the nearby Halane compound are prohibited from exceeding 1 story. In areas closer to Banadil Regional Administration security checkpoints, the height limit is slightly more lenient, with buildings allowed to reach up to 3 stories. The affected areas include several key districts that have witnessed rapid growth in recent years: Hamarwain, Hamarjajat, Waberi, Wadajir, and Jazeera area of Darkanley. These neighborhoods, which lie in close proximity to the airport, have become hotspots for real estate development as Mogadishu continues its post-conflict reconstruction. However, this surge in construction has raised concerns about aviation safety and potential security risks, particularly given the airport's role as a hub for both commercial and military flights. In response to these concerns, Somali authorities have taken steps to tighten security around the airport in recent years, including enhanced surveillance, fortified checkpoints, and now the ban on high-rise buildings. The new regulations are also expected to address concerns raised by international aviation bodies, which have repeatedly highlighted the need for stricter airspace controls and improved safety standards at Aden Ade International Airport. Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre has held high-level discussions with Southwest State President Abdulaziz Laftagarin, aiming to mend the fraying ties between the federal government and the regional administration. Sources close to the matter have confirmed to the Dalsan media. This visit comes on the heels of concerted diplomatic efforts from Mogadishu, spearheaded by the House of the People's Speaker Aden Madobe and National Intelligence Chief Abdullahi Samboloshe, to address the escalating tensions.
A delegation led by Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre arrived in Baidoa on Wednesday to hold talks with Southwest Regional State leader about enhancing federal-state relations. Southwest leader Abdulaziz Hassan Mohamed Laftagarin, along with several officials from his administration, welcomed the Prime Minister and his delegation upon their arrival at the airport. The meetings between Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre and Laftagarin are expected to address differing views over the planned withdrawal of Ethiopian troops from Somalia, particularly in the Southwest state. Both Southwest and Jubaland states recently opposed the federal government's decision to withdraw Ethiopian forces when the African Union mission in Somalia, ATMIS, expires in December 2024. The withdrawal plan has been a point of contention, as some regional states fear it could weaken security in their areas. Somalia's National Security Advisor, Hussein Sheikh Ali, announced in June what the federal government expects all Ethiopian troops to leave Somalia by the end of the ATMIS mandate, with troops from other contributing countries remaining under a new operation slated to begin in January 2025. Ethiopian forces have reportedly taken control of key airports in Somalia's Gedo region, including Luq, Dolo, and Bardere, amid rising tensions following reports that the Somali federal government plans to deploy Egyptian troops near the Ethiopian border. Relations between the federal government of Somalia, Ethiopia, and Somaliland have been strained following Ethiopia's controversial agreement with Somaliland over access to the Red Sea coast, which Mogadishu considers a violation of its sovereignty.
Now crossing over to Cairo, where foreign ministers across the Arab world have reaffirmed their commitment to defending Somalia's sovereignty and territorial integrity during the third Arab Ministerial Working Group meeting held in Cairo. Chaired by Somalia's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Ahmed Maalim Fiqi, the meeting brought together key Arab states to express unified support for Somalia in response to mounting concerns over the recent memorandum of understanding between Ethiopia and Somaliland region. Foreign ministers across the Arab world have reaffirmed their commitment to defending Somalia's sovereignty and territorial integrity during the third Arab Ministerial Working Group meeting held in Cairo. Chaired by Somalia's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Ahmed Maalim Fiqi, the meeting brought together key Arab states to express unified support for Somalia in response to mounting concerns over recent memorandum of understanding between Ethiopia and Somaliland region. The ministers unequivocally emphasized that Somaliland remains an integral part of Somalia, according to Arab League Charter and international law. They also underscore the importance of adhering to principles of non-interference and respecting the territorial integrity of all states in line with the UN Charter and international legal frameworks. The Memorandum of Understanding between Ethiopia and Somaliland, signed earlier this year, has raised significant concerns both within Somalia and among its international allies. The agreement covers various areas of cooperation, including trade, security, and infrastructure, but has been widely criticized for undermining Somalia's sovereignty by treating Somaliland as a separate entity. Somalia's federal government has strongly condemned the Memorandum of Understanding, stating that it violates the principle of territorial integrity and sovereignty, as Somaliland is constitutionally part of Somalia. The Somali government has also warned that any external deals made with Somaliland without the approval of the central government in Mogadishu are null and void. Lovely viewers, that story from Cairo brings us to the end of our bulletin. I wish to thank the Dalsan Media fraternity for making this news bulletin a success, and particularly my cameraman Hosni and the producer Alpha and the whole team. Have yourselves a lovely night and be blessed.